So we're going to be starting on shins, guys, and we're going to be toes together, knees wide out to the edges of the mat, and then sliding your hands forwards, coming into a downward hero's pose, sinking your forehead. Elbows can be lifted or dropping elbows to the mat. Okay, so just to confirm, this is a 45-minute class, and we're going to be moving quite quickly. The focus of our class today is twisting. So keeping your right arm forwards, take your left arm under your chest, turn your face to the side, and come into a nice gentle twist here. Sinking down nice and heavy into backs of thighs. And then we're reaching left arm forwards over your head again. Take the right arm under, right shoulder to the ground. Turn your face to the other side. And now if you haven't already, you start to tune into your breathing, feeling the breath move in and out through the nose, and keeping your mind focused on that flow. Now reaching your right arm forwards again, come to the even stretch in both sides. And from here, we're going to slide forwards onto your tummy, come onto your forearms into a Sphinx pose. So chest is lifted. And on an exhale, drop your chin down to your throat. Just fully relax your neck here. With each exhale, melting into your chest. Either staying like that or gently rolling your chin from left to right, keeping chin tucked to throat. Getting that nice release in the back of the neck that sinks all the way down into the upper back. Nice and soft in the eyes. And then bringing nose back to center and just pausing there for a couple of breaths again. We're going to make our way up onto hands and knees, coming to all fours. And we're moving into our cats and our cows. So breathing in to look forward, breathing out, back arms up. Each time you round up into the spine, squeeze that tummy up nice and tight. And one more stretch into your cat pose. And then coming back into a flat back. We're going to take it up into downwards facing dog. So take your hands a little bit forwards, lift your knees, push back, pedal it out a little bit if you need to. And then we're going to drop back onto shins. So thighs under hips, arms under shoulders. And from here, we're stretching left leg back, tuck your toes into the floor, sliding left palm underneath your nose. And then we take our twist, either right hand to hip or right arm all the way up. And again, you can turn your face to the side or look down to the ground. If you're trying to look up to that top thumb, make sure you're not straining in the right side of your neck. On an exhale, bring your hand down to the floor. You drop the knee, take your right leg back, Right hand underneath your nose, and on an inhale, either left hand to the left hip or left arm all the way up. Little bit more challenging to breathe here, so keep that breath flowing. And then left hand down. Both hands under shoulders, and then walk them a little bit further forwards. And we come into our down dog again, tucking toes, knees to the sky. And this time you can give it a really good stretch into both the heels. And taking feet forwards to hands, standing forward bend. And we're going to hook thumbs. So one thumb hooks in front of the other. On an inhale, taking arms forwards and up over your head. As you breathe out, fold, circle arms to the side. Hook the other thumb in front. On an inhale, take arms forwards and up. On an exhale, circle and fold. And keep going, guys. Each time you fold, change the hook of the thumbs. So we get the opposite stretch in the front of the shoulder and the armpit. Next time you fall down over your legs, let's stay there. So hang your arms or hold forearms or take a few rolls of the shoulders. And from here, we're going back into our down dog again. So we're moving into a few Surya Namaskar, our sun salutations. On your inhale, coming forwards to plank. If you need to, you drop your knees first. On your exhale, lower yourself down. Pull shoulders to spine. On the in-breath, chest lifts. Cobra or upwards facing dog. On your exhale, push back down dog. Holding that down dog again. Fully dropping your weight into the top of your head. And looking forward, step, walk or hop your feet up to the top of your mat again. As you breathe out, you fold deep over the thighs. On your in-breath, wide circle of arms out to the side and up over your head. Exhaling, hands to chest. Make sure you're not leaning into your chest here. You lean to your back. Next in-breath, arms stretch up. As you breathe out, forward fold. On the inhale, lift your chest, stretch your spine. And now we're going straight back into plank from here. And on your exhale, in your own time, lower yourself down. Rolling up into the back bend on the inhale. And then when you're ready, back to hold your down dog again. Keep lengthening the sides of your neck forwards along the same line as your upper arms. Don't tuck your chin into your throat. So even though that can give you quite a nice stretch in the back of the neck, it starts to encourage the upper back to round. So that's why we don't want to drop the head too much. And then we're going to take feet forward, standing forward bend at the top of the mat. On an out breath, you fold deeper in the forward bend. On the in breath, rising, arms over your head. Exhaling, arms down. And then one more. Inhale to reach up. On your exhale, fold it down. Lengthen the inhale. Straight back into your plank. And then lowering as you breathe out. Curl up as you breathe in. Nice, guys. Back to hold your down dog. We're going to take a high lunge. Right foot steps forward, heel under knee. Lift your chest. And let's take some arm circles. So as you breathe in, arms go forwards and up. As you breathe out, circle back and down. You can let your elbows bend to help release the back muscles and help release the chest muscles, or you can try and keep the elbows straight. That's also fine. And next time arms go back, we'll stay there. Find your hands behind you, just like you did in your standing forward bend. Good, guys. Keep that back leg nice and straight. Back heel up super high so you get the full stretch into the toes and the sole of the foot. Should feel like those left toes are really working right now. From here, we're going into a twist. The legs stay as they are. Left hand to the ground, either right hand on your hip or right arm all the way up. 3 ways you can turn your head. You can look down, you can look to the side, you can look up to your right thumb. And on an exhale, we're bringing right hand to the ground, either stepping right leg into plank or down dog splits with your right leg to the sky, and then taking your transition, flowing forwards and down with a breath. All the way through and back to your down dog when you're ready. Okay, other side with a lunge, left foot forward, heel under your front knee. When you lift your chest, arms can hang for a moment. And then we circle. Breathe in to reach forwards. Breathe out to circle back and down. Full deep breaths into your chest and into your upper back. Next time arms go back, find your hands. Open the chest a little bit more. And then we're moving into our twist. So legs stay as they are. Right hand to the ground. Either left hand to your hip or left arm all the way up. Once again, choose the direction you're going to turn your head. So notice the difference in the stretch on the sides of the neck between those 3 different turns of the head here. Find the one that works best for you this morning. And we'll breathe the left hand to the ground, either stepping left leg to plank or taking your left leg back and up to down dog splits. Traveling through your plank and down as you're ready. From down dog, we're going to standing forward bend at the top of the mat. Step walk or hop your feet forwards to your hands. This time feet hip distance apart, not wider. Reach your arms back behind you. Find your hands behind your back. Interlace or clasp. And keep tipping your weight to your toes and the top of your head. Now as we lift, we're going to bend the knees, keeping your arms back behind you. So coming into chair legs, and either your arms will rest on your body or you move them away from you. Now if you can, lift all 10 toes off the floor. Lift those baby toes as high as you can. And if you want to go deep into the back bend, lift your chin, arch your spine a bit more. Keep lifting the toes if possible. Now we're going to release the arms, and on an inhale, stretch your legs straight, arms up over your head. As you exhale, bring hands to heart or hands to chest, leaning to your spine. Good, guys. On the in-breath, arms reach up. As you breathe out, forward fold, tip to toes in front of shins. After you lengthen, so you take your half lift take it straight back to down dog. From your down dog, we're taking a low lunge. Right foot steps forward, left knee to the ground, sweeping your arms up to warrior one. And now we're going to bring the palms to touch each other. And from there, bend your elbows and bring your thumbs to your third eye, or the space between your eyebrows. And just gently pressing those thumbs into your head. Now your eyes can be open or closed. We're pressing the palms in towards each other. Now if your eyes are closed, you're going to really feel your body wobbling around. So don't worry about that. And then we're releasing hands to the ground. Going into Pasvatanasana, back knee lifts, back heel turns in and down. Straighten your right knee, folding over the right thigh. And now we're going to move into a twisting triangle. So left hand on the ground on the inside of the right foot, or left hand on your ankle or shin, or left palm flat on the ground on the outside of the foot. If you're going outside the foot, don't be on your fingertips. Left palm flat. Either right hand to hip or right arm all the way up. So once again, you've got 3 ways you can turn your face here. Choose the one that works for you this morning. And check in with your breath. Make sure the breath is flowing. And don't lift that back heel. Back heel roots down firmly into the floor. On an exhale, bring your hand down. We'll bend into the front knee, either stepping into your plank or right leg back and up to the sky in your own time. Take your transition. When you're ready, low lunge on the other side. Left foot steps forward, right knee to the ground. Align your left heel under your left knee and lift arms to the sky. Warrior one arms, guys. We're bringing palms together and bringing thumbs again to your forehead or the space between the 2 eyebrows, just above the bridge of the nose. Gently pressing those thumbs into your skull. Gently pressing the palms in towards each other. Eyes can be closed. And releasing your palms down to the mat. We're going into Pasvatanasana. Back knee lifts. Turn the right heel in and down. So back foot is at a 45-degree angle. Fold over the left leg just for a few breaths. And we're going into our twisting triangle. Right palm on the floor or hand on shin or ankle. Again, if your hand is on the outside of the foot, palm and all 5 fingers flat on the ground. Either left hand to hip or left arm all the way up. So if you're super secure in your balance, you twist your head and look towards that top hand. If you're really struggling with the balance or it's difficult to balance and you're wobbling quite a lot, look down at the ground. On an exhale, left hand comes down. Bend your front knee, either step left leg into plank or take it to down dog splits. And now this time when you come forwards and onto the mat, we're going to go flat to the ground. And we're coming into our half frog. So options are hands resting on the floor and forward on the back of the hand or forearm. Or if you want to go a little bit deeper this morning, you can come into your Sphinx upper body and we do the full half frog here. So we lift the right toes, reach back with your right hand and hug the heel in. Now, if you're up on that left forearm, the forearm can cross across your body, doesn't have to push forward. Then try not to do what I'm doing here, which is tilting onto the left hip. Sink the right hip down. Try to square your chest more towards the top of your mat. You don't have to lift up. You can have your forehead resting down. Be aware of your breathing again. And fully relax into each exhale. And we change it over to the other side. So bring the right forearm down. Lift the left foot. Either chest up in your half sphinx. Again, if you're lifting all the way up, sink that left hip down. Or dropping your forehead onto your forearm or your hand. Alright guys, we're going to let go of that left foot. And from here, we're going to make our way up onto hands and knees. And we're going to take a camel pose. So all the way up onto shins. Knees under hips. Make sure your knees are not touching and make sure your feet are not wider than your knees. Let's reach back and interlace fingers like you did standing at the top of your mat. And get those shoulders all the way back. You can either stay like that or you can bring hands onto the pelvis and arch the spine a little bit more. Or sliding hands down backs of thighs. If you're going for heels and you've got to take the hips back to get the feet, don't stay there. Take those hips forward again. So we want thighs and hips directly over knees, not behind the line of the knees, because that's not so good for your back. We want this to be a good pose for the spine. On an inhale, coming up, back to where we started the class, toes together, knees wide, arms forward, sink your forehead. And from here, we're going to make our way back into our downwards facing dog. From down dog, we're traveling feet forwards to hands, a standing forward bend at the top of the mat. When you get there, bring your big toes and your heels together, so feet are touching each other. On an in-breath, lift your arms all the way up over your head. As you exhale, bring hands to chest. Now we're going to take it into a twisting chair pose. Okay, so when we're wrapping left elbow over the right leg first. On an exhale, knees bend. Take that left elbow down, right elbow up, and then just look down at your knees, guys. Make sure that you don't have your left knee forward and your right knee back. That means your hips are twisting off to the left. We want to have the hips nice and square here so that the twist is not in the pelvis, it's in the rib cage and in the spine and the shoulders. Right, from here, we're coming all the way up to standing. And on an exhale, we twist it to the other side. Right elbow down, left elbow up. Once more, just check those knees, that your right knee is not popping forward in front of the line of the left knee. And coming all the way up to center again. Good, guys. We release the arms down, shoulders to spine. On your inhale, float your arms up. As you exhale, forward fold. We'll lengthen on an inhale. Travel back into your down dog on your out breath. And we're taking the high lunge. Right foot forward, heel and the knee. Arms lift up to warrior one. On an exhale, bring hands to chest. And then we're going to twist, just like you did in your chair. Left elbow to the right leg or over the right thigh. Now just check that you're not leaning and dropping the left shoulder. Lift your left shoulder higher than your right leg. Even if that means the right elbow drops or points a little bit further back. We're going back up to warrior one, arms just passing through there. On an exhale, warrior two, right arm forward, left arm back. If you need to, you push your right knee open with your hand. Then just check that your arms are parallel. You don't have one arm higher, one arm lower. On an in-breath, right knee straightens. Exhale into your triangle. So left hand can always be on your hip to help the shoulder back. Just like your twists. 3 ways you can turn your head here. Down, to the side, or looking up to your top thumb. Keeping your legs in your triangle. Lift all the way up and reverse your pose. Left hand to hip or left hand to left thigh. Right arm back. If your hand is over your knee, don't push in hard, just rest gently. If your hand is on your thigh or your hip, you can really push into the palm. That will help that right side body open a little bit more. And now we're coming up. We're going into side angle pose. So through your warrior two again, either right elbow to thigh or fingertips to the ground and left arm over your head once more. Okay, you don't have to have arm over the head. You can have left arm straight up like your triangle arms. Either of those is good. And from here, we're going to take our transition. Hands to the mat, either right leg to plank or right leg to down dog splits. Follow your breath all the way through. Looking good, guys. Lovely transitions. Now we're going for our lunge. Left foot forward, heel under the front knee, arms float up alongside your ears. Then bringing your hands to your chest. From here, we're taking our twist. Right elbow to left thigh or over the thigh or knee. And then you check your alignment. Don't drop into the right shoulder. Lift the right shoulder higher than your left knee and thigh. Keeping your legs in their lunge. Arms lift back up through warrior one. We're just passing through. Open up on your exhale, warrior two. Press that left knee wide again. On an in-breath, left knee straightens. Exhale and fold over to your triangle again. Lean your weight to your spine. Lean towards your upper back and the back of your head. And now we go for our reverse triangle. Legs stay as they are. Come all the way up and then arch back. So once more, you can really push into your thigh with your hand or push into the hip with a hand. If your hand is on your knee, just gently resting there. Don't push. Lengthen through both sides of the neck. And then when we come up, bend into warrior two legs, either left elbow to thigh or fingertips to the ground. Right arm can go straight up like triangle arms or arm over your right ear. Keep opening that left knee and thigh. Good, guys. We're taking hands to the floor, either left leg to plank or down dog splits. And like you did earlier, when we go down to the mat, you're going to go flat down onto the floor. And from here, come into a Sphinx pose. So I'm going to demonstrate what we're going to do next. We're going to be working with a twist and a balance, and it's quite challenging. So don't be surprised if you fall over. If you do fall over, then you just try it again, okay? It seems very simple, but it's actually not. So what we're going to do is we're going to be starting in a chair twist. So we're going to be taking one elbow over, or one elbow to the leg or the knee. Now what you want to do is you want to look to the ground for balance, and you want to try and keep your knees bent. And what we're going to do is we're going to lift the one foot and you're going to hover. So you're going to really squeeze your pelvic floor muscles. And then we're going to take that leg back, and the knees can be, the lifted leg knee can stay bent, or you can try and stretch it straight. And then we slowly bring that foot back to the ground. So we're not going to, usually we step back into the lunge, right? So we're not going to step back into the lunge. We're just going to try and hover. Okay, so let's make our way back to downward facing dog. From down dog, taking your feet forwards to your hands. Bring the feet to touch each other. On an inhale, coming all the way up. Exhale, hands to chest. Okay, so here we go. And you don't have to take that leg back. If you just want to work the chair twist, then do that. Okay, so on an exhale, knees bent, left elbow to right thigh or knee, or if you can, you get the hook. You look at the floor, and then when you're ready, start to hover your left foot. Don't take it straight back. Just hover it for a moment, and then if you want to go further, then you start to take the left leg back. Both knees are bent to start. And if you want the extra challenge, you try and stretch the left leg straight, try and hold the balance. And then slowly stepping left foot back to your right foot and coming all the way up to standing. You release your arms down for a moment. You can feel how you really need to focus there, right? It's like a super focused posture on your strength, on your balance, everything. Okay, so we're going to bring hands to chest. On an exhale, knees bend, right elbow to left thigh or knee, or hooking over. Look down at the ground, don't look to the side. And then keeping both knees bent, we'll lift the right foot and just hover it. Maybe that's enough. Or you just start to take the right leg back, both knees bent. Easier to balance with both knees bent. If you want the extra challenge, try and stretch the right leg straight. Slowly, slowly, bringing right foot back to touch the left foot. And from here, straight into your forward bend. Take your feet out to the sides of your mat. And just hang down for a moment. Fully relax your neck. Okay, guys, we're going to make our way back into down dog again. From down dog, we're taking half pigeon. Slide your right knee forwards to touch the back of your right wrist. Heel under the left hip. And then dropping down onto your forearms. Or all the way down. With each exhale, melting into the front ribs, melting into your chest and your forehead. And then walking up onto your palms and taking yourself back to down dog or down dog splits with the right leg. And taking it straight over to the other side, sliding your left knee to touch the back of the left wrist, right knee down, heel under the right hip, and then release. Okay, guys, back to palms. Last down dog or down dog splits with the left leg, your choice. And coming forwards into plank. Lower flat down onto the mat and roll over onto your back. We're going to be taking a bridge pose. Okay, so once you're down on your back, bend the knees and get heels underneath the knees, feet parallel to each other at hip width. And then pressing your palms down, roll the hips up. Maybe take the shoulder blades and upper arms closer together and interlacing fingers behind your back. So you don't have to do the interlace, you can just have palms pushing down into the ground. At the same time, push the back of your head down into the floor to help your neck release. Not just resting the head on the mat, you're pushing down into the ground with the back of the skull. And then rolling your pelvis all the way back down again. You take the feet a little bit wider to sides of the mat and take a few rolls of the thighs left to right. Now next time your knees lift up, we'll keep them there. Slide your feet in so they touch each other with your knees bent. We're going to take our eagle legs, cross your right thigh over your left. If you want to, you can tuck toes behind calf or ankle, and then we twist. So it's right leg is over the top, knees drop over to the left. And then you can bend the right elbow and turn your right palm up to the sky. Fully flatten the right shoulder blade down into the ground. Fully relaxing the neck. Each exhale, your body gets heavier and heavier. Now we lift legs up to center. Uncross your thighs. Take your left leg over your right leg and then twist knees off to the right. So left thigh is on top, knees point to the right. And you can bend that left elbow, turning left palm up towards the sky to help flatten your shoulder blade into the ground behind you. slowly sinking into your back body. And then untwisting yourself, legs up to center again. And we'll hug knees into chest. Balance out the two sides of your back and your two hips. You're welcome to rock side to side, or just squeeze in nice and tight. Going into our Savasana, just stretch your legs out on the floor. Get your body nice and comfortable. It's just a short Savasana, just 2 minutes. Allowing the eyes to close. Sinking down deep into upper back, lower back, arms and legs. And now taking in a nice deep breath, reach out and stretch yourself, or hug your shins to your chest one more time. Do whatever you need to wake yourself up. And then from here, we're going to make our way up to sitting. May our minds be open to the divine light that guides us. May our hearts be open to the divine love that surrounds us. May the angels keep us and bless us and bring us joy. Namaste, guys.